whole couch right up here if you want to get front and center.
Here you go, laptop for you.
There's
The official controller, so that's the
No, Dan, you're going to be the
Oh,
controller.
right.
That
Am I
one.
controlling?
That computer, just the next one.
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
hold this one.
If I can figure it out.
I can see it.
Okay. Get on in there, yeah. Yeah. So maybe for some people. We're gonna make it a good one tonight. I think it'll be short and sweet here, but we've got a pretty full agenda, but small group here. So as always, feel free to ask questions along the way, but we'll jump right into it. So I'm not gonna go through the whole agenda, but we've got our general stuff that we do with our sort of housekeeping, membership treasurer. We'll always do our host intro. I don't know if she's around. Do you want to go see if our host intro is around? And then a lot of updates on our upcoming events and our safety committee as well. So, Dan, do you want to read off your numbers?
Yes. So we have been checking $46,177. Saving $64,343. This month income was $7,800. Bulk of that was from our sponsors for home tour. TMI, of course, Ron gave a big chunk of that. So and then Jack Hamlet from State Farm. So that's great. And then expenses were we sponsored Wayne Fest, which is this Friday. Or Saturday, sorry. And then the Caring Coalition check went through. We bought some tool shed things. We need a new tent. But a bulk of that was the sponsorship and the Caring Coalition. So.
Awesome.
Yep.
Questions about our expenses?
I don't normally
Cool.
include this. I had really
Quick membership report from Clara.
Yeah, we have 181 business memberships and 369 individual.
Oh, awesome.
Pretty consistent as always. And then we'll do our host intro. Perfect timing.
Oh,
You
good.
guys want to make your way this way, wherever? This is the group, so.
Oh, hi, group.
Yeah, here, we're all here.
Hi, I'm Tammy, and this is Jody. So we, we moved in, what's it been, a month? A month, maybe? A month?
Yeah, it's been about a month and a
Fast
week, I
and
think.
furious.
Fast and furious. From moving stuff from another location, not this same store, as quickly as we possibly could, because we had to be out of one store. We were trying to get through the not put stuff in storage thing. But yeah, so we have been talking about this for a very, very long time, and Tammy and I have known each other for like 25 plus years. And yeah, we were just determined to make it a reality, and there were so many things that kept trying to stop us from doing it.
Yes.
And we
Looking
just
for a
didn't,
space.
yeah, we just didn't care. We were like, okay, now working, we're gonna move on, have a beer, move on, you know?
And
And
we got this place,
then we got this place. And
which we love, but we've met so many neighbors here.
Yeah.
the neighborhood is fantastic.
Your community is.
How did you get into this space of all of these things?
Gosh, we had another store, another business, in North Phoenix for about 5 years. So we've just been collecting.
Similar to this?
Curating, pardon?
Is it similar to this?
Yeah. It was called Retro Bungalow. So it was north like Cave Creek and Cactus area. But we really wanted to come down more. And we've just been curating forever.
I sold online. I was a vet tech and I retired because I'm too old to be lifting all that anymore. But so I did mostly online, and she did mostly in store. So it actually, we kind of, I put stuff in her store and then I sold stuff online for them, and it just.
Yeah, we wanted to be down here, so that's how we put an offer in, and they said, oh, somebody else had already beat you to it. And we're like,
Put you there.
and then I thought, I'm like, my mom was sick, and I said, I don't have the energy to keep looking and doing all that. So, and I'm like, I just have a feeling it's gonna come back to us. And it did.
Amazing.
So yeah, the owner called us and said they're dragging their feet, and Are you guys still interested?
Wow.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank
This
you
is a
very
very
much.
cool space.
Thank
Thank you for opening your doors for us tonight.
Anytime.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, anytime. We like to fill this with people.
And your hours are?
We are Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 5.
Awesome.
And then if anybody ever wants to come in at some other time, we meet people there too. We're usually here all the time.
Fair enough.
And
you
there's
can
a, oh, sorry, you were saying there's a future
Coffee shop.
coffee shop.
Yes.
So that is my son and my future son-in-law both work at Press Coffee.
Oh, nice.
So they've been wanting to open a coffee shop forever, so I said, well, if we get something that you guys can be, so that's exactly what we're doing. They're just now waiting on, if anyone here works for the city, we're waiting on their permit.
I know people who work at the same
Yeah,
time.
we're talking about.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be the fast one because it's just a kind of like a mobile, but hasn't been. And I keep telling them, they're young, I keep saying like, go down there.
In person.
In person, ask them, how's it going, do you need it? They're like, what do I say? I'm like, just come here.
Oh my God.
We are also, because we know a lot of people have pets in this neighborhood, we see them walking through every day. We just got the AstroTurf laid on the back of the building, and it is gonna be a little dog station. So it'll have a little chair, bench or something for the humans. We got one of those book boxes, and a little treat
Oh, perfect.
treat containers. There'll be water bowls out there,
Fire hydrant.
fire hydrant, all the important
Essentials.
necessities.
I love it.
And a little poo station, so if anybody needs poo baggies or anything like that, or they just need to rest and
And we are dog friendly, so
Yes.
they can come in.
any pets, we don't care. Birds, ducks, cats on a leash,
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you again for hosting us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Woo.
All right, this wasn't on the agenda, but I threw it on here because we just had the Halloween bike ride and pet parade on the night before Halloween, which was awesome. Anita and Scott and Carl usually come to the meetings, but they're not here. Shout out to them for their awesome haunted front yard. That was our final stop. The pet parade at Circle Park was our first time doing that. We had a pretty good turnout, and it sounded like people, so we did a lap around the park as the pet parade, and then the bike parade continued on. Sounded like people had a good time hanging out at the park afterwards with their dogs in costumes, so yeah, I don't know if any of you made it a good time. Next year I'll see you there. Okay, cool. Home tour is on February 23rd, 2025. We are already actively in the planning process. Takes a village to get this done. So we are having bi-weekly meetings on Monday nights if anyone wants to get involved. We're sort of doing a combo of in-person or virtual, sort of rotating as necessary. But if you're interested in getting involved, there's certainly things we can hand off and get you roped into, so please reach out to us. Right now our biggest push is working on finding homes and sponsors and vendors. So if you know any artists, any small businesses, medium-sized businesses that might want to have a booth at our event, please reach out to your contact, your friend, whatever. Let them know. If you're out at a coffee shop that seems like they might want to participate, let them know about this event. And then if you have a friend who has a home or your home wants to be on it, we are making some headway there, but again, we can't have home tour without enough homes, and we're sitting around 4-ish homes right now, so at least 4 more to go. Hopefully by the end of the year we have a solid list, so keep that in mind. Keep your friends' houses that you like in mind. Push them a little bit. There are, I don't have the slide on here, but on our website, there's actually a whole bunch of great incentives for participating as a homeowner, specifically like a $300 credit towards a like a house improvement project, or cleaning before or after, whatever you want to spend that $300 on for the event or house improvement, as well as the homeowner dinner that we do the night before or 2 nights before. We'll do a homeowner gift, and so there's a whole list of things online. Encourage you to check it out, or again, if you have a friend who might be interested, push them that way. Community garden update. We had a cleanup, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I don't know.
Yeah, when it was still hot.
When it was still hot. Yeah, it was still really hot.
Supposed to
We finally got, this is hard to see, but Carissa, there was a huge pile of wood chips that we finally got through. We're getting another pile of wood chips though, so that's cool. But there are some potential changes coming out of the community garden stemming from the Reimagine Phoenix School District, which is planned to be announced in January. On what changes might be coming to the districts and their schools and how they might be rebalancing students and how they'll be using their facilities. So I don't have any more information on that at this point. We're hoping to continue at this spot, and if not, we'll find another solution. But we did this cleanup and we were hoping to start actually engaging the community in this community space again. And we will do that for the next 2 months, but just some uncertainty there. So right now, as far as an update that I do know that's a little more positive is that after our cleanup was perfect planting season, which is why we did the cleanup, and so the G Road, who runs the after-school programming, the students, the after-school students planted a whole bunch of tomatoes and plants and various vegetables. So those are now in there. Most of the beds, I don't know if all of them, but most of them now have some sort of vegetation. So that's exciting. And I was there one day actually cleaning up some stuff too, and they were super stoked, and I was pulling weeds out of one bed and they were like, "Can we help?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Get over here!" Absolutely pulling weeds for me. But they had a great time, so it was pretty cool to see it in action. That they really love being out there in the garden space. So safety committee updates. So we've connected with North High School, trying to build a relationship with them. We haven't had one as an association for a couple years now. So trying to build just rapport with them, see how we can engage. A lot of our activities here in the neighborhood are kind of either adults or younger kid focused, it seems, and so we don't really have that sort of young adult or high school age demographic. So we wanted to see what committees or clubs there are that have students who need to or want to volunteer, and so that was one of the objectives there. And so we've made a few contacts and have more contacts that we need to follow up with and stuff, but we're excited about building that relationship. Mobile speed radars has been a constant ongoing pursuit to try and get some throughout the neighborhood. They seem to always be broken. And then also our community action officer got into a bit of trouble, and we don't currently have one, so he was a point of contact that was helping us pursue trying to get one in the neighborhood. So still working on that through some other avenues, but that is one thing that was a high reported issue on our safety survey, is the word I'm looking for, that we put out back in May. So we are trying to organize a special Phoenix Neighborhood Patrol PNP classes. They happen every couple months, and we can have the teacher of the course, come out to us specifically if we have 10 or more people. We're trying to coordinate with him on what else he needs for that. But we're hoping to schedule something in January, and that just teaches people strategies on how to document things, who to call, when to. It's not so much of a go intervene yourself sort of effort, but they do teach you when to maybe say something versus not. And so it's we've had more and more people taking the course through the members of the safety committee, and they've all reported great things about it. So hopefully we get a group, and more to come on that. The safety committee meetings are generally the last Wednesday of each month over at Coronado, right up the street. But check the calendar. Our website we've been really good about keeping it up to date, because the last Wednesday has been falling on holidays or a couple of conflicts, so that they keep sort of through the end of the year, they're not on the last Wednesday. So just be sure to check our website for the latest on what those dates are. The Block Watch grant is now open. The Block Watch grant is through the Phoenix Police Department and is what sponsors our dispatch. We have some copies if you need them. We are going to apply for it again. This past year we were successfully awarded $15,000. And so we're going to, some of the stuff coming out of the safety committee initiatives, try and incorporate a little bit more of the safety components and some maybe infrastructure we could get that might help, and include that in the application in addition to funding the dispatch as well. And then some alley neighborhood cleanups tomorrow at 6 p.m. At Coronado Park, cleanup in advance of Wayne Fest, which is on Saturday evening. So again, keep an eye out for follow our socials and for stuff on that. And then if you want to get involved, email me, president at the coronadoneighborhood.com, and I'll connect you with our safety committee chair to get on our distribution list and calendar invites. Questions about our safety committee? We also are working on setting up a sort of inclusivity committee. I don't know if that's officially the name of it yet, but essentially trying to highlight the amazing neighbors we have and showcase who they are, with their backgrounds, and one idea. So we want people to get involved to help generate and execute on some of the ideas we have. Good neighbor discussions, the Coronado cookbook, sort of storytelling and the power of food. It's kind of our first idea. Include a recipe and include a little blurb on the importance of that recipe to you or your heritage. Maybe a coloring book, maybe a Meet Your Neighbor little video clip series. So this is a new concept. We don't have any meetings set up for this or anything yet, but more to come on this. And if you're interested, as always, reach out to us. The dispatch is out. Did everyone get an edition? Does anyone want one right now? Hard copy? Did you get one, Mary?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but.
It's a good edition. As always, we are looking for ideas for articles and writers and contributors. So if you're interested in contributing, info at thecoronadoneighborhood.com. It's an ongoing, rolling magazine. We've put out 4 editions the last year, hoping to continue that cadence of once a quarter, and pictures as well. So I think we do a pretty good job of posting and people seeing that on Facebook when we're looking for things, but I always want to reiterate that because we always need content. And again, Block Watch grant, I just mentioned that, but we will be applying for Block Watch for dispatch and the speed bumps and sort of signage, safety stuff. Upcoming events, we got a lot going on. It is nice out. People are outside every day, every weekend, so it's party time. Starting with Wayne Fest, which Dan mentioned, we are one of the sponsors of this year. That is tomorrow night. Starts at 4?
5
4 or 5?
tonight.
Saturday. Did I say tomorrow? Wow. Can
I
you
said
tell
Friday
I'm ready
too,
for the
yeah.
end of the
I
weekend?
can find the date on the website, but it's something 5-ish.
5. Thanks, guys. Tickets are still available. You can buy tickets ahead of time or walk up and buy tickets. The yard sale is the art sale happening in the parking lot behind TMI on Sunday, November 10th. So the following day, so both this weekend, and that's from 10 to 3. Local artists, mostly vintage and more. I guess is actually
What's the
specifically
art? What's the why?
It's art,
Oh,
yard
yard.
art, mostly art focused. Yard sale.
I get it.
Yeah. They have some really great stuff there. Local artists, Mux, who designs who's actually the cover, and the artist at TMI, who he works there, and so it's kind of his initiative, and it's a fun little art event. We also have the yard sale coming up. That's Saturday,
Where's
November.
their yarn sale?
Yeah. Mixed up, exactly. Saturday, November 16th from 8 to 12. If you want to be on the map, which we just put out like the night before or even the morning of, we usually send it out Allie is leading that, so director.allie@thecoronadoneighborhood.com. And yeah, we'll have a virtual map. What is it?
8 to what time?
8 to 12.
12.
Yeah. We had it last year. There was a slightly rainy morning, but so it got started at 10. But I got some great treasures last year, and you know, Coronado's quirky, so there's bound to be something up your alley, I'm sure. Okay, back to art. Bouncing back and forth. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The art tour, which will also be in like people's yards and stuff, will be December 8th or 7th and 8th. Pretty much the majority of the day, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We are still looking for people to participate in this. It's still open. So reach out to president@coronadoneighborhood.com if you know someone who might want to participate in this. But this is also Laura Barnheiser in the neighborhood. I don't know if any of you know her, but she was sort of organizing this, and this is something that we have organized in the past. So we joined forces, and it will be a fun weekend. Holiday Lights bike ride. We did the Halloween bike ride, which people love. We haven't done a light bike ride tour, but it would just be to go cruise around and look at Christmas lights. I don't know if this sounds of interest to people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's an easy one to throw together, and I love riding my bike, so I'm down. We'll probably put
Golf carts.
golf cart tour too.
Let's do.
We'll put something on the calendar for this and let people know. And yeah, open forum. I just talked a lot, so. Whew, sweaty. Anyone have questions or thoughts or?
Not a question, but we do have Loteria games for sale still. They are $20. All the proceeds go back into next year's Loteria in the spring. So they come with sets for 15, so 15 of these cards that people can play on that feature Coronado artwork.
I went and I got it, some of them framed like it.
Oh, awesome. That's fun.
So yeah, again, $20. We can do cash today. Oh, I see. I was like, I've seen it, Becky. There we go. Okay. We can do cash here, or they're available on our shop page on our website, and we can deliver those if you choose to purchase that way, because I don't have the Square reader with me today. But yeah, if you do have cash and you're interested, it'll just go right back into next year's Loteria. So thank you.
Good call.
Just 2 questions. Is there a plan to replace Ben Harris? I'm assuming Ben Harris isn't gonna come back in the same role.
I would
Because I think there
anticipate
would-
that as well.
Be a lot of,
Yeah.
so is there anything that we can do to kind of make this happen?
Yeah, I need to do something, but my plan was to work with where safety team was also in coordination with us, gonna put together a letter requesting for sure that we get someone new. We haven't done that yet, but that is our first actionable item.
Maybe there actually is somebody.
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
like-
wondering if we're gonna get, they'll just expand boundaries in the middle, and we might get someone who's covering, because his boundaries go to the 51.
Right.
So maybe who's ever on the other side of the 51 might expand their boundaries this way. I don't know what that looks like for them, right? His area was humongous, so there's like a lot of the city will have to, or the police department needs to sort out. And I don't know if that is an assigned or a voluntary addition to his work that he takes on. I would assume it's
Part of his job.
I'm not really sure. So, but yes, we have talked about putting together a letter and for sure requesting that.
And then one other thing that I've always wondered about is there's so much money in the bank account. Always. I know you guys make money and you seem to want to keep like the levels at that rate, whatever that's a lot of money though, just sitting there and not making money.
Treasurer?
What are you saying? So we have the giving program that if you have a request to do like a
Yeah, but that,
event or a program or something, or if you're just talking about gaining interest on it,
well, I
then
mean,
I've looked
interest,
into that, yeah.
interest is nothing. It's, you know, if you have $100,000 in the bank, isn't it to your advantage to make investments?
We could talk about
Now,
that.
as
I'm
a
not
non-
gonna go and put it in like the
Right.
stock market or anything.
Just
though.
as a nonprofit, what are we able to do with that money? And if it's just sitting there, isn't it better if we spend it on things that'll,
Yeah.
you know?
We've had some conversation about this. We started looking into high yield savings accounts, but I'm not sure that we weren't finding one that nonprofits could apply to, but other organizations, which is something we could look into, would, maybe not so much stocks, but looking at CDs at least in the bank to put some of the money, like, right? I think there's opportunity there so that it can at least, you're right, have some gains for us.
Yeah, and then a
So
plan
we've-
maybe to, you're making money on the money, then,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we're not spending enough money.
Mm-hmm.
If
We have increased-
if you have that much money in the
Yeah.
bank all the
Right.
time, then that means that you're not spending enough money,
Yeah.
right?
We formalized the giving program, this is now year 3, at least year 2.
I think it's 3.
I think it's year 3. And so we've increased the amounts that people can apply for their own neighborhood initiatives and projects. Some of those still haven't even, people like aren't taking advantage of that. So, we talk about it at most meetings. I didn't mention it today, but pretty much most meetings I mentioned the giving program and the categories, and you just have to be an active member and apply for, it's a very simple, write us an email on how you're gonna use these funds.
Mhm.
And it should be stuff that supports the community as a whole. So, like,
Yeah.
the Kids Carnival has not been tied to that, I'm sorry. But
Mural Fest.
Mural Fest is
EV
from that EV rally.
Yeah.
Some safety improvements, like we did the bee removal at the roundabout. I think there's a lot of opportunity for expanding the knowledge that program exists. Because I don't know that we'll increase it until we know that there's enough demand for it, right? But that's certainly one opportunity we want to give it back into the neighborhood.
And we're gonna spend a lot on home
Yeah.
tour in the coming months too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
That's our big expenditure and also our big money maker.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. We just have to have it fluid before we bring the money back in, right? So that's kind of the reason for keeping it at a certain level beyond just the health of the financial health of the organization.
We also haven't had as many since we moved to the school. When we were at the community garden, that was the house, it was like $800 a month in rent and stuff. So that our bank account has gotten pretty healthy, not having as many operating expenses. So, but to your point, yeah, maybe we should be spending it in other ways. So we'll look at that.
That's a good point.
Hi.
One little thing, I posted on the Coronado message board, the Arizona, the Maricopa Association of Governments doing a study about changing the 7th Street on-ramps, and in that, their current plan includes removing the pedestrian bridges at 10th Street and 18th Street. So that's everybody closes tomorrow, so if you care about that.
I do care
make
about
sure
that.
you see it.
Pulling it up. Why would it close on a Wednesday?
Tomorrow's a Friday.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
I'm gonna go home now. Thank you for coming. I'm just kidding. Wow, guys, wow. With that, I think we should end this meeting. Thank you all for coming. Thank you again to our hosts. And hope to see you all in December. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.